We talked to one Central Texas mother about why she chose to homeschool her 3 children.
I didn't know anything about homeschooling. Like, I didn't even know that was a thing. But it's huge here, apparently. And it was just kind of like, what is this homeschooling thing? Like, how does that work? Because it just keeps coming up. We travel together as a family. We take vacations together as a family. Like, it's remarkable. It's wonderful. For me, our core is math, Latin, and English. Can you move your books back on the table? We've been in the Austin area on and off since about 2008. We were military and we were stationed in Fort Hood. We went overseas to do some contracting. So shortly after that, I got out, and then he got out shortly after. I was so excited, right? I got a kid, he's getting ready to start kindergarten, right? And I went to enroll him in school, and they said, oh, no, he's not 5. I just felt like that was a whole waste of a year. So yeah, we started going to the library and going to museums and going to parks, and it really just spiraled from there out of my determination to not have him stagnant. In Texas, the law states pretty much we treat you like a private school. So the state says we really only regulate public schools. So like state mandated testing, my kids are not required to do that. Attendance, I'm not required to keep that. Grades, I'm not required to keep that. So it's basically, as long as it's not a sham, as long as you're just not sitting around all day not doing anything, Texas says, teach them core subjects, basically reading, writing, arithmetic, and citizenship. We won't bother you. Like, we're not gonna come knocking on your door. Nobody's gonna be like, why aren't they in school? It's all on you. In a way, that amount of freedom is fantastic. But when I first started, that amount of freedom, it was scary because there was no guidance. And I refer to my oldest, Jermaine, quite often as my experiment. He was my experimental child. And I think most homeschoolers that you talk to will say the same thing. Like, every time I'm having a conversation with someone else, they're like, you too? Yeah, I know. Poor, the first one, poor baby, they always get it. Since day one, my goal is to have very independent, self-sufficient kids. Like, in the morning, I don't get up. Everyone sets their own alarm. All of them can kind of, to an extent, work on their own. I'm more just a facilitator at this point. I think that the mobile homeschooler is becoming more of a thing. I think most of us spend a lot of our time on the road. My kids are very competitive. I have swimmers, and my daughter is a gymnast, and she's recently decided that she wants to become an Olympian, so she's on what they call an elite track. We're such a close-knit family, and we really, really, and I think that shows, like, we really love each other, we really go to bat for each other. Like, a lot of those, I guess you would say, core family values that people are claiming you don't see a lot anymore, we still have that, and I think largely that is because we choose to homeschool.
Since Texas doesn't regulate homeschooling, it's tough to get hard numbers. But the Texas Homeschool Coalition estimates there are more than 350,000 Texas children being taught at home.